All right, this fly I'm going to tie for you is called NASA, N-A-S-A. This was shown to me by a Spanish competitor during the World Fly Fishing Championships that were held in Vail, where I had the privilege of being a sector judge for the competition. And as I was watching the Spanish competitors on the Blue River and the Eagle River, they did extremely well on those venues. I happened to be a sector judge over the Eagle River during the Youth Worlds, and then I was also an assistant sector judge during the Men's World Fly Fishing Championships on the Blue River the following year for the men's. All right, as you can see, I've got a copper bead. I've got a Hanik 230 number 12 hook, Hanik 230 BL, which means that it's barbless, and I've got a tungsten copper color bead. All right, this fly, body material is not really critical because we're going to be covering it with blue flash, and so I'm just going to start out with some black. And I'm going to start out with 8-0. And I did put a little super glue over 6 or 7 wraps of 015 copper wire. I've been doing that lately, putting that super glue on. Haven't tied a lot of flies with super glue, but it seems to be the new prevailing wisdom. So I'm doing that. I'm going to grab 5 or 6 Coq de Leon fibers for the tail. Coq de Leon fibers are very, very thin fibers, and yet they're very robust. They don't break off, and so that's why they've become pretty popular for tail material on these really small flies. All right, so I'm going to tie that in about to the bend of the hook. And then I'm going to crank down on it. Now I've just got to decide how thick of a body I want, and you know, that seems about right to me. Some people like a little bit bigger body, wider, some like narrower. Of course, the narrower means that it gets down quicker with all this weight. So now I'm going to just tie in some blue flash. I'm going to try to tie in some blue flash. There we go. I usually will pull it forward, but kind of didn't do that. Okay, so now I'm just going to whip this guy off. Some people will use the base color. They'll use the fluorescent red or the red material, not fluorescent red, just red thread. But since I have so much black, I usually will do the body in black and then just finish it up with the red when I'm done. Okay. Alright, since I have a rotary vise, I can simply start wrapping, going back to the back and then going forward. Now if you're really good, you can probably do it with you know, one wrap overlapping, but I usually, when I try to skimp on it and I try to do it in one coat, sometimes I'll get some black peeking through, or some red if that's what I've used. Alright, so now that I've got the blue flash material, I'm now going to tie some red thread in for the hot spot. Trim off the excess. Alright, now I'm ready to do a simple whip finish. Alright, now I've seen this done a couple of different ways. One is that you can put the UV material on now. So this is UV, this happens to be Loon Clear UV Finish. Don't need a lot, but because you don't want the body to get too thick. And as you can see now, I've got red and blue are the two main colors here. And then I'm going to hit it with the light. And sometimes it gets a little bulbous, as you can kind of see right there. And so I'm going to kind of work a little bit of that material off, that UV material off. Try to keep it a little bit thinner. All right, now some people now will put on a felt tip marker in black. I'm just using some cheap nail polish, the cheapest stuff I can find. And I'm just going to put a little black wing case on top. And then we can let that dry. Then when that's dry, put one more coat of UV on top of it and you're good to go. So that is the NASA fly. Now I'm going to show you the original that was tied by the Spanish competitor, and then I'll show you the one that I just tied. There you go.